little tutorial on doing a draft on your phone if you need to do that for your actual draft, and also a way to do a mock draft on the ESPN Fantasy app. So I'm going to click on the icon here. I'm going to wait for this to open up. And so this is where you will go on draft day. You see the draft starts at 7 p.m. on Saturday the 28th. And 1 hour before the draft, around 6 p.m., you'll see the draft open up. So right now we're going to go in and look for a mock draft right here at the bottom of the screen. It says try a mock draft. Now we're in the lobby. We're going to look for a 12-team salary cap draft. Looks like there's one here. Beginner's not going to matter. And so this is just a standard points salary cap draft. I click join draft. All right. And you can edit your team name to be whatever you want it. I win now. All right, so once that clock ticks down, it'll take us in. Feel free if you need to fast forward for the next 30 seconds. So we'll go into the mock draft room and I'll try to navigate around there so you can kind of see what's going on there. I will point out though, as we go along, you want to pay attention to the scoring system. This draft is a standard draft, and it's a mock, so I don't expect the values to be super accurate. All right, enter draft. And it's going to load, and since it's a free application, we will have to hear a word from a sponsor.
Texaco with Techron gives
As I said, feel free to fast forward through this if you need to. No big deal, we're just going to go ahead and let them get their advertising done.
And full tanks go further.
Well, I'm sure you'll see the Mobi Zen app present itself. It's a good app. I've used it before to kind of display little tutorials on a phone. So here we are in the draft room. We have 2 minutes until players start going up on the board. But let's just look at some of the options you have here. You can go to any position you want. You can sort by running back. There's 2 ways to sort right here on the screen. You can see the dollar value right above on the left-hand side above McCaffrey. And then on the far right on that green bar, you can see projections, right? So you can go to running back, click projections. Let's see if it'll, there we go. And so as you can see now, because we're in a standard league, Derrick Henry is going to be at the top because we sorted by projections. And it doesn't really worry about the dollar values. So we can go back over here and click on the dollar sign. And now we sort it out by average auction value. And it looks like it should do it here, but haven't had a lot of success. But either way, no matter what you do, if you type in a player's name or what, you can, oh, there's Alvin Kamara. Okay. And one thing I do like about ESPN is you can look at this information. You can see recent news and just have draft day materials that are going to be very useful, especially as you get to the later part of the draft. So I'm going to hit cancel here and I'm going to click reset. And now we're right back to the very beginning, right? We're at all positions and it looks like we're sorted here by auction values. So down on the bottom, let's look at this. Looks like we can sort by max offer. And then we can see as the players go off the board, you can actually see who you were bidding against when you beat somebody, which is a pretty neat tool, especially if you get a player and you didn't really want him. You may come back here and see who might want that player if you end up wanting to trade him. So let's go over here to your picks. And so this is where you can get an idea.
Welcome to the best day of the year, draft day.
What's on your roster. So as I like to point out, it looks like somebody put Aaron Rodgers up first, and it's a common strategy as some people throwing out a lesser quarterback, even though he was the MVP fantasy-wise. He's not rated that high this year, but they're trying to set the market there. So you can see on your roster, you're looking at running backs, wide receivers. There's a bulk of your roster. So 4 out of your 9 starters are going to be running backs and wide receivers. And then your flex position here is also going to be a running back, wide receiver, and I believe you can even put a tight end there. And then you have some bench positions, but every league's a little different. Ours is going to be a half-point PPR, and so if that's a main scoring format, you want to make sure what positions you'll need to fill and what you can start. But you can see very common that we have only one quarterback, one tight end, one defense, and one kicker. So not as deep in that area as all the other positions because you're going to need a lot of running backs and wide receivers, and that gets thinned out pretty quick. So let's go back here. We're going to go hit the players on the bottom here. And we see that Dalvin Cook is up there. And so it looks like to put a bid in, I hit this offer +1 button. Oh, and somebody already beat me out. I'll do one more. See what happens there. I want to point out at the top, what you'll see is you have auto, right? All these people basically checked into this draft, and I got Dalvin Cook. And now that they didn't show up, what they're using is the auction values on the left-hand side. And auto can do a pretty good job of filling a roster, but something you'll find is a lot of these top values will go for that max price, but later on, what you'll see is these auto teams will get kind of stuck. Um, so just something to keep in mind. Very important to show up on draft day, even if you have to do it from your phone or if you really plan it out, you can get into the draft room on a PC or on your phone earlier and kind of look around and do last minute stuff. As I said, in our draft, we're going to be drafting at 7 p.m. Saturday the 28th, and you can get in to the draft room at 6 p.m. and you'll see that icon on the league screen either from your mobile phone or from the PC. So just to get familiar with the application you're going to use, whether you use your phone or PC, and try to do a mock draft either from whichever one you're going to use on draft day. That way you're prepared and you're more familiar with the tools that you have available to you. I'm going to check off here. I hope this video helps you out and helps get you ready. So just keep in mind, you're going to stick to a 12 team, and for ESPN, your best bet's probably to do a PPR, and you're going to want to do a salary cap draft. So we're bidding on players and not just picking them. Okay. That's all I got for today. I hope this helps you out.